Yes, people, a very happy with all of you. So, guys, we're going to start with a brand new topic today, which is depreciation and amortization. Please note this chapter from examination point of view has got some significant weightage. So, please mark this chapter a very important topic. Not just from CA foundation perspective, also from CA intermediate perspective. Before we start discussing the subject matter, I would want to show all of you this document, which is called as PEP analysis. PEP stands for past examination paper analysis, which means from this chapter, what types of questions for how many marks it has been asked in the examination so far, I've made an analysis. So all of you know that only from May 2018 onwards, we started or we had a new scheme coming into picture called as CA Foundation. Prior to May 18, it was CA CPT, which means all the four papers were based MCQ based papers. All the four papers were MCQ based. May 18 onwards only in the CA Foundation, accountancy and the law subjects were made descriptive in nature, right? So since May 18, I've compiled this analysis, which says that in May 18, you had no question coming from this chapter. But since then till now, not one exam has gone by where you've not got a question from this chapter, which means literally from every examination, in every examination, you've got at least one question from this chapter. In November 18, we had two questions coming in. Question 1A, all of you know question 1 is compulsory question, true and false. How many questions? 6 questions, each carrying 2 marks, 12 marks in total. So you had one true and false question and one descriptive question for 4 marks, where they asked you to solve or rather do journal entries or ledger, whatever it is, under SLM method. Again, SLM is something which is very familiar to all of you. You have studied this in your 11th standard. May 19, you had a question coming from this chapter for 10 marks. CIMOD stands for change in method of depreciation. So this is a brand new topic which will come across only in CA Foundation. November 19, question 1C, depreciation WDV method, 4 marks. December 20, question 6C, theory for 5 marks. They've asked a theory question, not a practical question. 5 mark direct theory question. How much important is theory? That much important, which is good enough to pass you in the examination. That much important is. Jan 21 attempt. Jan 21 attempt, sir. Now, in the second new scheme only, Jan attempt examination came. So how come Jan attempt in the old scheme? All of you know, in the year 2021, we had COVID. So November exam got postponed to December. And December, we had one option called as opt-out scheme. Means what? December 20, some people wrote examination. Those who got COVID, they opted out of that examination and they wrote the examination next month, which is Jan 21. That is how the Jan attempt came. Now Jan attempt has become permanent from May 24 onwards by virtue of new scheme that has come into picture, where the examination is made 3 times a year. So in that attempt, you had 2 questions coming in. Question 1B, 1 mark question. So 1 mark question means definitely this is not true and false. They've asked what is the meaning of obsolescence for 1 mark. For 1 mark, they've asked what is the meaning of obsolescence. So they asked 4 questions, 4 points. Each point, 1 mark you have to explain for. So 4 questions. Please explain this for 1 mark. Please explain this for 1 mark. Like that, they asked obsolescence for 1 mark. Nobody focuses on theory. So those who didn't know what this is, they lost literally mark in this. July 21, question 1C, depreciation WDV method for 4 marks. December 21, question 1C, they asked meaning for amortization for 1 mark. Meaning of amortization for 1 mark. Then WDV based question for 5 marks. June 22 attempt, question 2A, depreciation WDV method, 10 marks. December 22, question 1C, depreciation, change in method of depreciation, 4 marks. Theory again, 5 marks. So total 9 marks from this chapter. June 23, question 2A, depreciation, which has got a combination of WDV method, provision for depreciation method, and asset disposal method. PFD method, asset disposal method is something which the CBSE people should be familiar. And all the metric people who did 11th CBSE with me, you should be knowing what is PFD method and asset disposal method. For others, this is a new topic. December 23 attempt, question 1A3, true and false for 2 mark. Depreciation WDV method, 5 mark. That is question 5B. June 24 attempt, question 2B, depreciation, change in method of depreciation for 8 marks. 8 marks. September 24, question 5B, depreciation, again, change in method of depreciation for 5 marks. This was an OR question. In this entire paper, you'll have one OR question, which means between the two, you can choose any one for 5 marks. Jan 25 attempt, you again had a 10-mark question coming from this chapter, which is again change in method of depreciation from the, change in method of depreciation from this chapter. Rough weightage I'm telling you. Just because there is some concept that has not been asked so far, thinking that they will not ask in your attempt also and leaving it will be foolishness. For example, production unit method, depletion method, Machina rate method. They might not have tested you so far, but somewhere they will test. Some attempt should be new attempt. No? Now, those who thought asset disposal questions will not come because so far in the history, there's no asset disposal question. All of a sudden, in one attempt, they ask the PFD method and asset disposal method. Gone. So ICAI is always like, judge me and I'll prove you wrong. So you can't predict anything. Even in CA intermediate, there is one concept called as dividend-based questions. Nobody predicted that it will come in one attempt. Somewhere in the year in the year 2022-23, one question for 5 marks came from that concept. In last 6 years, not even single question came from that topic. But all of a sudden, in one attempt, they asked a question. So whether you're preparing for CA foundation or CA intermediate or CA final, your responsibility is to study 100% syllabus and go. From nook and corner, anywhere they can ask you. And that 1 mark or 2 mark, what you're scoring here by studying that will become a game changer. Where you're about to get only 198 out of 400, the 2 mark can help you to pass. 198 plus 2 mark, how much? 200. Those who are wanting to get into 300 club, you got only 298. Maybe by virtue of getting the 2 mark, you might touch 300. 300 is achievement. It's a dream for a lot of people to come into 300 club. So anything and everything in the CA journey is important. You can't underestimate anything. Am I loud and clear? Yeah. Wonderful. Now let's come back and start our discussion on the topic depreciation and amortization. Amortization, one last class is more than sufficient. Predominantly, we'll be discussing depreciation in the entire chapter. So here this depreciation is governed by an accounting standard by name Property, Plant and Equipment, PPE, AS10. In-depth discussion of this we'll be doing in CA intermediate. In-depth discussion we'll be doing in CA intermediate, but you can say more than 40 to 50% of discussion of AS10 is happening here. Right? Okay. I have a question to all of you. Please tell me, what are the 2 primary reasons for a business entity to prepare the final accounts? Or why are we doing accounting? What are the 2 primary reasons for doing accounting? 2 primary reasons. One, to identify the financial performance of the business. Second is to identify financial position of the business. Financial performance means what? How do you know the performance of the business is good or bad? Looking at their profitability statement. If they are earning good profit, performance super. They are earning moderate profit, performance is moderate. If they are in loss, performance is very bad. So the performance of any company is measured by looking into a document called as profit and loss account. That profit and loss account is called as either trading and profit and loss account for the sole proprietorship concern or partnership concern. And the same thing becomes statement of P&L for companies. For companies, it becomes statement of P&L. So statement of P&L or trading and profit and loss account is prepared to get to know the profit and loss of the entity. Financial position is evaluated by preparing the balance sheet. About these both, I'll be discussing in depth when I do final accounts with you. Trading, P&L, balance sheet, that time I'll be discussing in depth. Now, all of you know how a trading and P&L account looks like? All of you know how it looks like? Okay. I'll be doing one question based on that now. Why, sir? I have a question to ask all of you. The answer for that you can find in that trading and P&L that I'm going to prepare now. The first thing that I want to discuss today with all of you is that why is the concept of depreciation in the first place existing? Everywhere else, they start with what is depreciation. I'm the sole person who starts with why depreciation. If I ask you what is depreciation, you will tell your textbook answer. Sir, reduction in the value of the asset, diminution in the value of the asset, obsolescence, this reason, that reason. That is what is depreciation. My question is, why depreciation? What is the reason? What is the reason in the place why the concept of depreciation is being studied here? Why did the birth of depreciation happen? Some problem would have been there, no? To avoid that problem or to overcome that problem, the avatar of depreciation had to be taken. You know avataram? Yes.
So when we sell a asset, we require how much amount to be fixed?
For that, why you need depreciation chapter?
Present value.
No. I'm asking from a simple layman language.
Sir, in normal life, we'll know the efficiency of the machinery. So in the books also, we should keep it at the value where it is efficient.
Very technical meaning today. My heart is filled, overwhelmed. No. I want a very simple reason. Why did the concept of depreciation first of all come in picture? If depreciation was not there, what would have happened?
The asset will be shown in the original cost which was purchased.
Where?
In the balance of accounts, like balance
Books of accounts where? Balance sheet. Wrong. Wrong.
trading P&L.
Now she's coming to the point. Yes, Mohit, go ahead.
I was right.
Record any anticipated losses.
Sorry?
Sir,
Record any anticipated losses.
To record any anticipated losses. Wrong. कुछ भी बोलता है.
sir, நான் அப்பவே சொன்னேன்.
நீ என்னமா சொன்ன அப்பவே?
Profit வந்துட்டு கம்மி பண்ணி காமிப்பாங்க. Depreciation எடுக்கணும். That is the strategy of auditors.
Okay, no problem. I got to know your level, all of you. No problem. I'll take stuff. Better I'll start. Through this example, I'll make you understand why depreciation. Then we'll understand what is depreciation. Then we'll try to understand what are the methods for calculating depreciation. First, let's understand what are we going to learn in this chapter. Okay. Why depreciation? Okay. Second is what is depreciation? Third is what are the methods for calculating depreciation? You came across this in the 11th standard. You learned two methods for calculating depreciation. One is straight line method. Second is WDV method. So these two are there in CA Foundation. Apart from that, we have something else. We are having four more additional methods for calculating depreciation. One is Mashira rate method, then production unit method, depletion method, and sum of years digit method. So this is something brand new for everybody. This is not even there in CBSE. This is brand new for everybody. Okay. Then you'll try to understand what are the methods for accounting depreciation. There are two methods for accounting depreciation. One we called as normal depreciation method. Normal method. Second is provision for depreciation method. Matriculation people, you studied only this concept in your 11th standard. Whereas CBSE students, you have been exposed to both of these concepts in your 11th standard. Then we'll try to understand what are the methods for accounting sale of assets. Again, two methods. One is normal method. Second is asset disposal method. Metric people, you have been exposed to only normal method in your 11th standard. CBSE people, both the methods you've been exposed to. Apart from that, we'll be learning some new concepts, which is new for both metric and CBSE people, which is change in method of depreciation. Multiple questions came in. Yes. Change in method of depreciation. This is not a standalone question. Change in method of depreciation will come combining any of these. It's interlinked. It's not a standalone concept. It is combined with the earlier topics. Second important concept is revision of estimated useful life of the property plant equipment, PPE. Third is revaluation of PPE. Now that all of you have done partnership with me, 12 CBSE partnership with me, you should be knowing what is revaluation. So that I'll be using it here. Fourth one, accounting for amortization. Accounting for amortization. This is the complete coverage of the chapter. Depreciation topic is completely covering this much in the CA foundation level. Rest all in the CA intermediate level. Now, I am trying to present in front of you a trading and P&L account of a business entity decades ago. You know what is decade? 10 years is one decade. Multiple decades ago. You can say before 1970, before 1960. There was one enterprise by name ABC Enterprise. All of you know what is enterprise entity? It is a form of representing a business. Entity means what? Entity is a point of referring a business entity. Enterprise is nothing but this is how you refer a business entity. Okay. So there is an entity by name ABC Enterprise. Now I'm presenting you the trading and profit and loss account of ABC Enterprise for the period April to Jan. How many months? 10 months ka data I'm preparing. 10 months ka trading and P&L I'm preparing. February, March, we'll be doing it later. So now this is the trading and P&L account. Please tell me, buy sales, where does it come? Buy sales. Credit side, buy sales. All of you buy it properly in school? Properly buy it? Yes. Buy sales, how much? Let's say 70 lakh rupees. Any problem? To make your life easy, no opening stock, no closing stock. That I'll take care in the final accounts. Purchase, which means whatever we have purchased, everything is being sold. Let's say we have purchased goods worth 30 lakh rupees. Any problem? 30 lakh worth of goods purchased, all the goods sold for 70 lakh rupees. No opening stock, Pooja, no closing stock. Please tell me what is the gross profit? What is the gross profit? Online people, open your mouth and respond. What is gross profit? Online people, hello. How much?
40 lakhs.
40 lakh rupees. Wonderful. Any problem so far? No problem. This is a trading and P&L from April to Jan. 10 month ka data I'm giving you. There's a logic behind it. What it is, I'll tell you eventually. So I'll record how much by gross profit 40 lakh rupees. Any problem? No problem. Apart from this, business will have other expenses. No, what expenses? Sir, salaries, sir. Okay. Salaries 5 lakh. Rent is there. Rent 3 lakh. What else? What else? Sir, marketing charges. So to marketing expenses 1 lakh. Then to administration expenses. There are multiple admin expenses. Chalo. Admin expenses. How much? 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 1, 9. 2 lakhs. How much it is? 11 lakh. 2. Other expenses. How much? 4 lakhs. How much total expenses? Who said 25? Oh, covering up. Covering up. Tell me what is my net profit, people? To net profit. How much it is? Loudly. 25 lakh. Okay. To make your job easy, how much this I kept earlier? So I would reduce 5, no? How much? Now, okay. 30 lakh profit is coming. To make your calculation easy, I did. No problem. Now, April to Jan, this entity has done the business for 10 months. Profit is 30 lakh. From here, that is from now onwards, Feb and March, even if they don't do business, minimum profit is going to be at the end of the year 30 lakh. We're presuming that the business is not going to lose in the month of Feb and March. So I'm keeping a positive aspect. So even in Feb and March, if they don't do business, the bare minimum profit is how much? 30 lakh is minimum profit. Considering Feb and March, they will not incur losses. Okay, wow. So net profit. On the net profit is what? You calculate tax and pay tax to the government. Imagine the tax that you have to pay to government is 30%. So what is the tax amount? So profit is 30 lakh, no? On that, 30% tax. If I multiply, what is the tax amount? 9 lakh rupees. Any problem here? 9 lakh rupees, this entity has to pay tax. Which human being on earth has got the heart to pay 9 lakh to income tax department? With 9 lakh, what and all you can buy? So definitely one car will come, sir. With this 9 lakh rupees, one car will come. If you go with Tata Nano, at least 2-3 Tata Nano will come. How many iPhone can come in this 9 lakh? Like that, you start calculating. How many iPhone can come? 6, 7, whatever, depending on budget. 7, 8. Foreign tour also can happen with this 9 lakh. So the person who's you understand my problem. Feeling. Catch my feeling. The feeling is that paying this 9 lakh to government is very difficult. If I ask you to pay 9 lakh to government, will you pay? If you want, you have to pay only. What? You also have to pay only. तुम लोग का अलग ही चल रहा है. Correct? No. Back then, people did ideas. You know what idea did it? To reduce profit, what is required, people? Expenditure. Sales, you can't touch. You can't say no. Already 30 lakh net profit. February, March, I will not do business. Will you say that? You will try to come out with ways and means to reduce your profit. How to reduce profit? For that, you will not pay extra salary to employee. No, I have to pay extra tax, so that I'll give extra salary. So profit will reduce. I don't pay the tax to government. Will you come out with that nonsense ideas? No. So what people did, Khiladi, they purchased an asset. They purchased asset. Which asset? That asset, what they didn't require, they purchased that. Or the asset, what they require in the next year, they are purchasing wantedly in advance. And they recorded entire asset value initially where, in the trading and P&L account. Why? Because I am talking about that period where we didn't have this concept of matching principle, which means accounting standard was not in place. When was accounting standard? When did accounting standard come into picture? 1977. I am talking about 1950s, 1960s, when accounting standard was not in place, where the rules and regulations were not in place, where people did accounting the way they felt like doing. They did accounting the way they felt like doing it. So that time there was no rules and regulations. So people used to record the asset value where? In the P&L account. Why? Because salary that I'm paying is expense. Rent I'm paying is expense. Marketing expense also expense. Like that, I'm buying one machinery for my business. That also is my expense, no, boss. Can you deny that that is not your expense? I'm buying 25 lakh of machinery. I'm buying 25 lakh worth of machinery. Can you say this is not my expenditure? 100% this is my expenditure, boss. So people recorded that machinery initially where? In the P&L account. So now I'm recording two machinery. How much? 25 lakh rupees I'm recording where? In the P&L account. When I'm buying this on 1st Feb. Now understood why did I prepare the trading and P&L till January? So that I get to know what is my profit. Accordingly, I have 2 more months to play with my expenses. So either in February month or in March month, I'll buy an asset. So I purchased one asset on 1st February. Looking at this, after this, I'm prepared by buying one asset on 1st February. So if I record that on 1st February, can I say my profit will come down? How much profit will come down? 25 lakh gone from 30 lakh means 5 lakh is the remaining profit. Now, on 5 lakh rupees, there is no chance you have to pay tax. So how much tax will you pay? 30%. Imagine. I'm taking a rough figure. This will be different, but still, how much are you saving? 1,50,000 you have to pay. How much is the difference amount that you're saving? 7,50,000 rupees you're saving. 7,50,000 rupees you're saving. You had no reason back then to deny why the machinery should not be recorded in the P&L account. Because according to the businessman, machinery is my expenses. And nobody said machinery don't record in the P&L. Now the rules are there. You can't record machinery in the P&L account. You record where in the balance sheet. Then to the extent of wear and tear, you record depreciation. All that rule came later, no boss. I'm talking about a scenario where the rule was not existing. In those days, I'm talking about. So people recorded the entire asset in the P&L. Please tell me, in this, two Mahatmas were involved. One Mahatma will be very happy. One Mahatma will be crying. Who is that Mahatma? Who is that Mahatma will be super duper happy? Happy? Huh? He is very happy. Who is he? ABC Enterprise. Very happy because he has saved 7.5 lakh rupees ka tax. 7.5 lakh tax in those days. How much important? It is like 75 crores today. That much tax we have saved. Okay. Which is that other Mahatma who's very sad? More specifically, which government? Income tax department. Ah. Sorry, hair. Okay, okay, okay. Ah, no problem. Placement. Ah, now okay. Now you see this guy is not just unhappy. Tears are flowing in eyes. Can you please define who this person is? Income tax department. May I know why income tax department is crying? 7.5 lakh rupees less they are receiving. No. From one business enterprise, 7.5 lakh rupees less they are receiving. Means all over India, how many business enterprise? Like that, everybody to save taxes, if they keep on buying the assets, what will happen? A point will come where the taxes will not be sufficient for the income tax department. Now, this money, what you pay to income tax department in return pay this to whom? Government of India. And why does government of India needs taxes? The reason of this was discussed in GST. Huh? You took class also? That he's come without this old memories flashed. Okay, right. Nostalgic memories. Okay. So in the GST topic, I told you why does the government collects the money from all of you in form of taxes. Taxes plays a very crucial role. The government of India wants to run this country, for that money is required. So one of the primary source, not only source, one of the primary source of revenue for the government is taxes. So if you don't pay these taxes sufficiently to the government, how will government buy Rafale jets? Rafale. Swing. How will government implement proper air defense system which can prevent Pakistani drone? How can you pay salaries to Army, Navy and Air Force? So all that paisa required, no boss. So that paisa comes from where? From your business, from your taxes. So if that itself you don't pay, how will the country be run? How will government run the country? Big problem. So later, government identified that all the business people are cheating like this. So what did government do? Government said that nothing doing nonsense, fellow. I will not allow you to record the entire machinery in the P&L. Get lost. You cheated me for so many years. We will not allow you to record this in the P&L. Take it to balance sheet. Forever, you cannot claim the expenses on machinery. Oh my God. Which means, again, machinery I can't record in P&L. How much is my profit? 30 lakh rupees profit. How much tax is government getting? 9 lakh rupees. In this scenario, who is happy? Who is sad? In scenario 1, in scenario 2. In scenario 2, who's happy? Income tax department, very happy. Who's crying now? ABC Enterprises. He's crying so much. The bucket which is kept is filled. He's crying so much that water remaining hair was there, everything gone. Because more tension means first hair fall only will happen. So with this, what you understand in life, don't take tension if you love your hair, or else gone. CA does not give guarantee for hair. Yes. Anybody facing the issue right from now? So you have to take ultra care. Now, these two people are constantly fighting. So now, if any two parties are constantly fighting, even in real life, where do you go? Quote, third party, quote. Where did these people go, you know? They donkey fellow. I'm telling, this is decades ago. I'm talking about 1950s and 60s. I was born in 1991. Where was I existing in 1950s and 60s? Pratik Sarama. When I say like this, we are talking about chart accountant.
Pratik 1, 2, 3 ऐसा सर ये old वो king होता है 1, 2, 3
दोपहर को खाना खा के आया ना कि क्या फूट के आया? Now, so when I say like this means I'm not talking only chart accountant. I'm talking about ICAI. Why will government come to you as an individual chart accountant? Government went to ICAI, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, was constituted to look into these matters, where you come out with accounting rules and regulations in a way that both the people should have same feeling. So these people went to ICAI. Now, what do you think ICAI would have suggested? ICAI said that in scenario 1, you, Mr. Enterprise, claiming the entire amount as expenditure is wrong. What you did is wrong. Claiming 100% of the machinery expenses in the first year itself is wrong. So in scenario 1, who was wrong? ABC Enterprise was wrong. In scenario 2, just because you wanted tax, telling the business enterprise that you should not claim the expenses on the asset at all, that is also wrong. In second scenario, who is wrong? Income tax department is wrong. So both of them were playing in the extreme ends. Both of them were playing in the extreme ends. In the first scenario, enterprise said that I will want entire 100% claim in the first year itself. Whereas in the second scenario, income tax department said that we are never going to give you claim at all. You can't take this as claim. Means if I can't take claim means what? I can't reduce my profits. Claim means what? I should record this as expense and then my profit will reduce. That is not allowed. ICAI said that these both extreme scenarios are harmful for the economy. You can't do this. You have to have a rule in place so that both of them will get benefit in that rule. So they came out with a concept back then called as matching principle. They came out with a concept called as matching principle, where they said that definitely the machinery what you're purchasing for 25 lakh rupees is installed in the business for what? Development of the business. Using these machineries only or producing goods. You're selling, your revenue is increasing. So therefore, we definitely should be allowed to claim the expenditure. But like you are saying, I want the entire 25 lakh rupees to be claimed as expenditure in the 1 year itself. In the very first year, I should be claiming the entire 25 lakh. That is not allowed. Out of this 25 lakh rupees, you should record only proportionate expenses in every year. Which means, if I am going to use this machinery for 10 years, if I'm going to use this machinery for 10 years, I'm going to use this machinery for 10 years. So benefit is coming for 10 years now, boss. If I'm using the machine for 10 years, I'll be able to produce the goods for 10 years. The goods that I produce for 10 years, I'll sell for 10 years. So 10 years ka revenue I'm getting. So like that, I'm getting benefit for 10 years now, boss. So when you're getting the benefit for 10 years, how can you record the entire expense in one shot? If benefit is coming for 10 years, expenditure also needs to be proportionately spread over 10 years. So they said that 25 lakh rupees you divide by 10 years, every year 2.5 lakh rupees per annum you record. So they came out with the concept of matching principle. What did matching principle says? Record that much quantum of expenditure. Record that much quantum of expenditure which is contributing to revenue of that year. Only that expenditure, in other words, only that expenses I should record in trading and P&L account which is contributing to the revenue of that year. If there is any expenses incurred by you which did not contribute to the expense of that year, you can't record that as expense in that year. About matching principle, not here. Multiple places I'll be discussing. Multiple places I'll be discussing. The concept of prepaid expenses, outstanding expenses is all come because of which concept? Which principle? Matching principle. So they came out with a rule called as matching principle. Based on this matching principle rule only, they came out with the concept of revenue expenditure versus capital expenditure. Before matching principle, before this classification, business people thought whatever I'm spending is expenditure. But ICAI said that everything that you spend in the business is not revenue expenditure. Everything that you spend in the business is expenditure, but everything is not revenue expenditure. What is the meaning of revenue expenditure? I'll be discussing about revenue expenditure and capital expenditure in detail in a topic by name final accounts, in the final accounts. Now here, just one point I'm discussing. What is the difference between revenue expenditure and capital expenditure? Both are the expenditure incurred for running the business. Both are expenditure incurred for running the business. But this is not difference now. This is meaning. Revenue expense and capital expenditure, both are the expenses which are helping me to develop my business, which are helping me to run my business. What is the difference here? The difference is that the revenue expenditure what you incur, no, the benefit what you get from that, you consume that benefit 100% in the same year. Benefit is consumed fully in the same financial year. Example, I am paying monthly rent. I paid monthly rent. Let's say for previous month I paid 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees rent what I paid previous month is for what? The benefit which I got from the premises for previous month. Rent I paid, let's suppose, sorry, electricity, let's suppose I paid 50,000 rupees electricity. 50,000 electricity charges that I paid last week is for 2 months ka EB usage for last 2 months. Last 2 months EB usage. So whatever 50,000 and 1 lakh I paid, the benefit of that I got well within that financial year. The salary that I'm paying to staff is for that 1 month. That 1 month is coming in that financial year. So what is revenue expenditure? So revenue expenditure means that expenditure where by incurring that expenditure, the benefit what I get, no, that benefit 100% full benefit I'm consuming in the same financial year. I'm not carrying forward that benefit in the next year. So you take any expenditure, admin expense, marketing expenses, selling expenses, any kind of expenses, all of them, you consume that in the same financial year. Whereas, what is capital expenditure? Capital expenditure is an expenditure which is incurred in the business for the benefit of the business. But the benefit, I'm not consuming fully in the same year. I'm consuming that benefit over multiple years for more than one financial year. So benefit is consumed for more than one financial year. Machinery, I'm buying in the current year. I'll be using it for 10 years. Means current year I'm using. Apart from current year, 9 more years I'm using it. So benefit is coming for more than 1 year. Car which I'm buying, I'm not using the car only for 1 year. Have you seen any business enterprise telling that in the beginning of the first year, I'll buy the car. End of the year, the car will become scrap. Will it happen? Unless until you do drifting every day. You do drifting every day, then yes, tire will go this side, bumper will go that side, then you can't use the car next year. Are we going to drive that way? Are we going to drive the car that way? No. So we will try to use the car for more than 1 year. The furniture what you buy in the business, will you say that I will sit on the furniture, break the furniture by the end of the year? I'll buy the furniture on 1st April, end of the year. Since I don't want to carry forward the benefit in the next year, since I want to record the entire expense in the 1 year to reduce tax, wantedly I'll break the furniture. Will you break that? No, which means furniture ka benefit is coming to you for more than one financial year. So now matching principle says that for incurring the cost on plant and machinery, for buying the furniture, for buying the vehicles, when you're going to benefit from this for more than 1 year, how is it fair? How is it fair that you record the entire expense in 1 year itself? 25 lakh ka machinery buying. You are saying that I'll use it for 10 years. Then record that into 10 years now, boss. Divide by 10 and record every year 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Why are you recording the entire expense in 1 year? That is not allowed. That is how we try to convince business people. Now, when we said this to business enterprise, what reason does the business enterprise has got to say no to us? If you are a business enterprise, I'm giving a logical reason. You tell me why I should allow you to record the entire 25 lakh in the first year itself. You give me a strong reason. Tell me. Like that, no businessman was able to convince the government or ICI. Even they had to accept that yes, I'm using this asset for more than 10 years. So I will now record the expenses for a period of 10 years. Income tax department also could not find a reason to say no. How can somebody deny my expenses? How can somebody say, no, don't claim expense? Why? In my business, to make this profit, I incurred expenses. You should allow me to reduce my expenses. That is my birthright. Claiming expenses of my business is my birthright. Nobody can stop. Tell me one reason why I should not claim my expense. Therefore, the second scenario where income tax department was dominating, there also they could not do anything. So ICI came in between to give a resolution to both the parties that This is how we have to do it. So ICA had come out with a concept called as matching principle. They came out with the concept of capital expenditure and revenue expenditure, and they tried to give the awareness to everybody that from now onwards, if anybody is buying, if anybody is buying machines, furnitures, big assets, you have to record the expenses not in 1 year, rather over a period of multiple years. So the proportionate amount of the machinery or the asset what you record is termed as depreciation. That is termed as depreciation. So in our example, 25 lakh rupees is the cost of the asset. You said that I'll be using this asset for 10 years. So into 1 by 10. 10 by 10. Okay, not okay. Into 1 by 10. And when did we buy this machinery? 1st Feb. Feb fully used. March have used. So how many months have you used? 2 months out of 12 months. So into 2 by 12. How much? Use your calculator, not your brains. Fast. 2,50,000 into 2 by 12. 41,667. Is it right? 41,667. 41,667 is only allowed to be claimed by you as machinery cost. So here, two plant and machinery. How much will I record? 46,667. What is this? This is the proportionate cost of plant and machinery. Plant and machinery cost was how much? 25 lakh. 25 lakh was the total purchase cost of the plant and machinery. In that, how much worth of the asset did you use in the current year? Sir, I used the asset for 2 months. The proportionate cost for 2 months is how much? 46,667. What is the remaining unused value of the asset? Unused value of the asset. 25 lakh minus 46,667. For simplicity purpose, can I make this 50,000? Round off, easy, to make your life easy. To make your life easy, I'll make it 50,000. You purchase asset for 25 lakh rupees, out of which you have used the asset in the current year for 2 months. And 2 month ka proportionate cost is how much? 50,000. How much it is? 50,000. Remaining is how much? 24 lakh 50,000 rupees. So what does this mean? 25 lakh rupees is the cost of the asset, out of which you have used the asset for 50,000 rupees. Still you are yet to use. Unused value of the asset is 24 lakh 50,000 rupees. This I will record as expense in that year in which I have used it. Remaining 24 lakh 50,000 rupees I will record as expense in every year proportionately to the extent I will use this asset. How is it? This is why the concept of depreciation came into picture. What is depreciation? I'll explain after this only. First of all, why depreciation came? Because if depreciation concept was not there, what did we do? We recorded the entire asset value in the P&L. In the first scenario, we left government crying. And government at one point got frustrated. Then they denied 100% claim. The 100% claim was denied. And you were crying in the second scenario. And constantly these both were fighting. And to avoid this, IC had to come and step in and they had to give a solution which is amicable for both of them, which is useful for both of them. Then they came out with the concept of matching principle. Then they come out with the concept of capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Then they drafted one standard called as AS10. Before AS10, this was covered in something else. But now let me talk about AS10. Through accounting standard, they explain what is depreciation, how it should be calculated, how it should be accounted, etc., etc., etc. Because just telling them record depreciation, that is not sufficient. No, how to calculate, how to account, when to account, all that is very, very important. That is the role of accounting standard. What is accounting standard? In depth, we'll be discussing in the last chapter. Chapter 1, it is there, but chapter 1 we'll be discussing at the end. Okay, why depreciation? Now clear? Why depreciation? First clear. The depreciation of the birth of the depreciation happened why? That why factor, are you clear or not clear? Online people. Okay, not okay?
Okay, sir.
Sir. Okay, sir.
Those who are saying that, okay. Next class, again, ask the same question. If at all you don't explain properly, answer back. What will I do? Screw you. I know what is screwing? Yes. For me, what is important? No, getting score in the main exam is important. But also apart from that, my student should be able to explain. If somebody is asking something, no, I want my student to explain that neatly. If not exactly the same way I explain, at least somewhere near about you have to explain. My student, when you go for articleship, you should stand out in the market. Out means not outside the office. I hope you understand what is outstanding student. Huh? Don't take it literally, okay? Now, coming to your main answer. What is depreciation? What is depreciation? Not main answer, main question. What is depreciation? Now tell Kama. What is depreciation? Oh, reduction in the value of this. Wonderful, got it. So depreciation is nothing but reduction in the book value of the fixed asset. Depreciation is reduction in the book value of the fixed asset. Please tell me, I purchased one plant and machinery for 25 lakh rupees when on 1st Feb. Then I used that asset for 2 months, Feb and March. For that proportionate depreciation, what we calculated? 50,000. That 50,000, will I add here or minus here? Minus here. So this is the total cost of the asset. In that, I'll minus the used value of the asset so that I get the unused value of the asset. From 25 lakh, the asset value became 24 lakh. Increased or decreased? Decreased. Decreased also means reduced. No? So what is depreciation? Depreciation is nothing but reduction in the book value of the fixed asset. By recording depreciation, the book value of the asset decreases. Now the question that arises is that why does it decrease? Reason. It is due to 4 reasons. First reason is wear and tear. Second reason is effects of time. Third reason is obsolescence. 1 mark question they asked in exam. No, what is obsolescence? Explain. Here it is. Fourth is accident. Fourth is accident. Any problem? You have no problem? I didn't even explain. You should have full problem. Why did I explain? What do you think I'm searching? Please flip the page and tell me where is obsolescence given? I want to know meaning of obsolescence. One word obsolescence is given here. I'm searching where is obsolescence meaning. Please help me, no? Book mein. In book I'm asking. With deep intense search, you're not able to find this. Where will you search this during exams? How will you write this in exam? 1 mark they've asked for. वो तो तू मेरे पास पढ़ा बोल के बच गया, जो मेरे पास नहीं पढ़े वो correct, no? 1 mark they asked what is meaning of obsolescence. Where it is? Prida. So the TSG book is there, no? Bible for you. ICA book, TSG book. Forever don't leave. Both of them will save you to get good score in the main exam. Now let's talk about what is the 4 reasons or causes for depreciation. The causes or the reason for depreciation of fixed assets are: first one is use of asset. Second is effects of time. Third is obsolescence, and fourth one is accident. Can somebody tell me what is the meaning of use of asset? What is the meaning of use of asset? Wear and tear. Oh, wonderful. Wear and tear. Oh, wow. Use of asset means wear and tear. Okay, wonderful. Like this, if I teach, will you accept? Using and tearing. Oh, ma. Using and tearing. Oh, ing, they added and meaning is solved. Oh, wonderful. Superb. I'll do my job. जरूरी नहीं है, नहीं है. एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ मैं.
Exception.
Okay. So I cleared my CA Inter in 2011. So my uncle got me one Activa, white color Activa. I got as a gift. People are like, "What Activa? Somebody gifted you?" I got a gift. I was exceptional. So now, when somebody gets you something gift, and that too what you wanted for a long time, when somebody gets you that, how much care you'll have for it? That much care you'll have for it. So I was doing excellent means above and beyond care for that vehicle in a way that if any speed breaker comes, zoom, I'll not go. I'll slowly jump like this. Tire vehicle should not get hurt. If any pothole is there in the road, I will not go in the pothole. Drum. I'll try to go besides it. Side. My vehicle should not get damaged.
Rain comes.
Huh?
Rain comes.
Rain comes with vehicle itself, I'll not take outside. You get wet and fall sick. That much I took care. After qualifying, then I went to one company, got good package. Now I felt I should upgrade myself, so I got one car. This car, what is standing outside, seeing outside, I got a car. This vehicle, what I did is I gave to my brother, younger one. Nothing he had. I was like, police pick up. I gave this vehicle to him. Now this vehicle is not his vehicle, no. It is brother's vehicle, no. What will he do? Speed breaker in the pothole. Bad pothole. There only I'll drive. Rain. First I'll take the vehicle and go outside. Dent? Accident आया. He asking dent आया क्या पूछ रहा है? Dent के ऊपर आ गया भाई. 1.5 years ago only, my car went for service. I wanted to come to academy only. Anita ma'am's vehicle she took and went. Dad took his vehicle and went. The only option is brother was sitting at home. I was like, can I take a vehicle? Your vehicle only, not taken. I took his vehicle. I just started vehicle. I just few, not even kilometers, meters, few meters only. All the parts are vibrating. When the tire will come here, when the mudguard will come here, after that, I never touched the two-wheeler again. Never ever touched. That is a perfect example of wear and tear. He sat on the vehicle, he drove the vehicle, he tore apart the vehicle. Means what? Usage of asset. 2011, I purchased my gift only. Imagine I purchased that for 65,000 rupees Activa. This condition vehicle, still there, still there. If I go and sell now, how much will I fetch now? How much do you think if I go and sell that white vehicle? It's in good condition. I mean, the is there, but still drivable. It is drivable. It is drivable. Anybody wants, you can let me know. How much do you want this for? 30. You ask him to come. Saurabh, call Saurabh. 30,000 we got one customer.
Our scooter also same condition.
30,000 for this vehicle.
Sir, same condition.
30. I'll be the happiest person on this planet to sell that to 30. I mean, sell that to Darshana for 30,000 rupees.
Exchange kar lo.
You don't give 30,000. You exchange alone, give kana, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Now, how much do you think genuinely will give me?
6,500.
6,500. Day. Olukma solra 6,500. Adana 6,500. Ni an American party ya. 6,500. To make your life more simpler, it will not fetch you more than 5,000 rupees. If you get 5,000 rupees, how much you're not getting? 60,000 you're not getting. The value of the asset from 65 it became 5. From 65,000 minus 60,000, now it has become how much? 65,000 worth of vehicle has become 5,000. 60,000 ka worth of it is gone. How the worth of this is gone? By using it. Wear and tear. So the value of the asset, what is depreciation? Depreciation is reduction in the value of the asset. Reduction in the value of the asset. How? By using the asset. In the manner how my brother used it. That is called as usage of asset. Nice example. Use of asset leads to its wear and tear. And thus result in decrease in its book value. In my example, wear and tear perfectly fits. I don't know other example. In my example, wear and tear perfectly fits. From here and there, bumper and all gone. Tone only, no? Yes, Gautam. From here, if I
Sir,
don't ask, hello Gautam dog, he
अंकल
will.
जिंदा है क्या?
ரொம்ப important question, pa. I thought he's going to ask something about depreciation. He's asking people are alive. Yes, very much. This is not Air India flight, no. Now, do you understand what is the meaning of usage of asset? How usage of asset leads to decrease in the value of the asset, reduction in the value of the asset. What and all I have to do to put the concept in your head? Huh? Next, efflex of time. This you can tell. You are pro in this now. Tell. What is the meaning of efflex of time? Tell fast. Efflex of time will lead to reduction in value of the asset. What is the meaning of efflex of time? The value of the asset will reduce. The value of the asset will reduce even though you don't use it. In the previous concept, you use the asset. The value of the asset will reduce. Rough use of the asset. Nobody will be preferring to buy that kind of asset. So value reduced. Understandable. Now I'm telling that sometimes even if you do not use the asset to that level, still the value of the asset reduces. You have to decrease it. Example. Yeah, human now. I'm talking about fixed asset. Fixed asset. Depreciation is governing AS10, not human being. Depreciation, I mean AS10 is talking about property, plant, equipment, fixed asset, not human beings. Wear and tear. Efflex of time. Example. Software. Okay. Accepted. Very good. Freehold property and leasehold property. Can you please tell me what is the difference between freehold property and leasehold property? Very good. What is the meaning of leasehold property, freehold property? Leasehold property means rent. Wrong. Rent is wrong. There's something called as freehold property. There's something called as leasehold property. There's something called as rental property. Rental property is different. Rental property is where you pay monthly rent. Lease is something different. Lease is something different. Yes. Now, freehold property means what? Let's suppose I purchased one land for 20 crore rupees. Now, the owner of this land is me. Imagine, I don't have this much land worth. No. Chumma, I'm assuming. 20 crore worth of land I have. Now, on the paper, who's the owner? From here, whatever appreciation in the land value happens, that appreciation belongs to whom? Owner. Okay. Now, imagine, I don't have this land. I'm telling you, I want to buy this land for 20 crore rupees. To construct academy. 20 crore is too much? Okay. No problem. 2 crore land, what will you get? In Araspuram, 1 cent is how much? 1.5 crores. For building this academy, how much cent you need? At least you need 8 cents. 8 into 1.5 is how much? We're using your brains to calculate multiply. Yeah? How don't use pa? Very dangerous. Never ever use your brain in the exam hall for multiplying. Use always calculator's brain. 12 crores. Coming. Anita ma'am got excited from there. 1.5 crore per cent into 8 cents means 12 crore I have to spend only for buying land. Plus 8 crores I have to spend on constructing the building. Ground floor full parking. First, second, third, fourth. 20 crore. I will put you in underground only. 20 crore rupees. 20 crore rupees I have to spend. When will I invest so much money? When will I get so much returns? Then I should sit and teach 10,000 students per batch. Only then I can recover this much of investment. Correct, no? Is it practically possible to construct academy with such a huge investment? No. So what is my second alternative? Search leasehold land. Leasehold land means what? There will be one foreign party. Means what? The party settled in foreign. America, Australia. He's got a property in India. Let's suppose exact 8 cents property what I'm looking for he's having in Coimbatore, main road. But he has decided to stay permanently in Australia or USA. He's not going to come back here. Nor he's got any intention to sell the land. Why? Because it is his ancestral property. So he doesn't want to sell it. He's got some attachment. Nor he's got the intention to do some construction on that land. So basically he wants to keep that land idle. Now I have identified this person. I told, look boss, since that you don't have the intention to come back and settle, nor you want to construct anything, why don't you give this land to me? Give this land to me on lease. Don't sell it to me. I will take this land on lease for 20 years. I'll take the land on lease for 20 years. And for this, I'll be paying you 2 crore rupees. I'll pay you 2 crore rupees, which you don't have to refund to me. Don't refund to me. Permanent, keep it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But by paying this 2 crore rupees, I'm getting the right to use that land for 20 years. For 20 years, I can use that land. Okay. 2 crore is very cheap, no boss. Where I was about to spend, let's say 12 crore rupees for land, now I'm spending only 2 crore rupees. How much I'm saving? 10 crores I'm saving. Now, plus 8 crore for construction building, 10 crore. So literally 50% only I have to spend, no boss. And 10 crore rupees, obviously in a span of 20 years, we can recover it. Because we have that much big, huge building, 11, 12, CA foundation, CA enter, CA final, CMA foundation, CMA enter, CMA final, CS seat, correct? CS executive, CS final, ACCA, CFA, everything I'll do. 10 crores will come, no boss. 10 crores will come, no boss. Vandro. So whoever wants to join me in business in future, option is open. Now, this 2 crore rupees what I've paid, this 2 crore rupees what I've paid, will it come back to me after 20 years? The answer is a big no. Because this 2 crore rupees is a right to use that land for 20 years. First of all, my question to all of you, this 2 crore rupees is expenditure or not? Is this expenditure or not? Pakka expenditure this is. Expenses means I should record in the P&L. Why? Because expenses helps me to reduce my profit, which in turn helps me to reduce my taxes. So definitely I should be using this 2 crore as expenses. But my question to all of you, should I record this entire 2 crore rupees from here? Should I record the entire 2 crore rupees in the first year itself or over a period of multiple years? Multiple years, how many years? 20 years. 20 years. Okay. Now, you said that, sir, 2 crore rupees, what you paid, no? This money, what you paid, you got one land on lease, which you can use it for 20 years. So how much is cost per year? 10 lakh rupees is the cost per year. So every year I'll record 10 lakh rupees as what? Depreciation. Because depreciation is the reduction in the value of the asset. Which asset? Fixed asset. 2 crore is the cost of the asset. I've used the land for the first year. 10 lakh gone. So what is the remaining value of the asset? 1.9 crore. From 2 crore, it became 1.9 crore. From 2 crore, it became 1.9 crore. Can I say reduction in value of the asset? Yes. Now, this reduction happened because of efflux of time. Because I have not considered the building yet. Land is there, idle. I have not constructed. Why? Because after I paid 2 crore rupees, later I realized that spending 8 crores is too much. Paisa nagi hai. Paisa illamma. With this batch, what will I do? I saw multiple batch. At least 1,000 students in one batch. Then this 8 crore will come. Or I have to take bank loan. Bank loan means huge burden. So this and all came to my mind when? After buying that 2 crore ka land. Able to follow. So what we did? Chalo, leave it. When money comes, later we'll do. When money comes, later I'll build like that. 1 year gone, 2 year gone, 3 year gone, 4 year gone. 15 years gone. 15 years gone. Still now, no building has been considered on that land. So can I say every year still I record 10 lakh depreciation? Yes, because this 2 crore rupees expenses I have to exhaust in 20 years. I have to exhaust. So every year, whether I'm constructing building on that or not, I have the right to record 10 lakh depreciation every year. So every year 10 lakh depreciation I recorded. Constantly there is a fall in the value of the asset. I just have the land in my name. That's all. That is lease deed. In the lease deed, I have the land where I can use it. But I did not construct the building. Chumma, it is there lying idle. Now tell me. Reduction in the value of the asset. Is it because of usage? Did I use that land? No. The purpose for which I got that land, for that I did not use it only. No building was constructed. Therefore, I did not use the land. So without usage of the land, the value of the land decreased day by day. Now don't say this is depreciable asset or appreciable asset. Donkey fellow, only for a freehold property where I am the owner For owner, freehold land is appreciable asset, which means had I purchased 12 crore ka land, whatever appreciation happened thereafter, that belongs to me. In this example, where I got a leasehold land for 2 crore rupees, this land belonged originally to whom? Owner. So in this 20 years, if there is appreciation in the land value, that belongs to whom? Owner, who's sitting in USA or Australia. So for him, it is appreciable asset. For me, it is depreciable asset, no boss. Because after 20 years, I have to surrender the land back to him. So for me, this is depreciable asset. For owner, this is appreciable asset. Are you able to follow? So now here, I'm telling you, there's a fall in the value of the asset because of efflux of time. So some assets have a definite life period, like lease. Here, what is the life period for us? 20 years was a definite life period. On the expiry of the life period, the asset will cease to exist, which means 2 crore worth of asset what I got today, at the 20th year, it becomes zero. From 2 crore, it became zero. Reduction in the value of the asset. And I did not even consider building on that. I did not even use that for parking also. Lying idle. Nothing I did. Zero. So this leads to reduction in value of the asset. So some assets have a definite life period like lease. On the expiry of the life, the asset will cease to exist. Other assets like plant machinery may not have a definite life. In their case, life is estimated. Correct? In lease, in case of this leasehold land, in the agreement we put that I'll be using this land for 20 years. So we agree 20 years life period. So that is definite. That is called as definite life period. But in case of, let's say you buy an AC, it is a fixed asset. Can you 100% say that this AC will use it for 5 years or 10 years? 100% means what? If you say the life of this asset is 5 years, at the end of the 5th year, AC should say, I will die. AC will say, you predicted my life 5 years. No, after that, I'll die automatically. Will AC die like that? So it depends on your usage. If you use it very carefully, that AC might run more than 5 years. If you rough use it, it might survive even less than 5 years. So in case of all the other assets, the life is not definite. It is estimated. That's what the second point is trying to say. So we are trying to understand here that there is a reduction in the value of the asset. Depreciation is what? Reduction in the value of the asset. Why? Because of efflux of time. Usage of asset and efflux of time. My question to all of you. In case of use of asset and efflux of time, there is a fall in value of the asset every year. In case of use of asset, I give example of Activa. 65,000 worth of Activa became 5,000 rupees when over a period of 15 years. I purchased in 2011. Now it is 2025. 15 years gone by. So every year depreciation little by little I recorded. So can I say the fall in the value of the asset is steep or gradual? Every year little by little I recorded. So the fall in the value of the asset is gradual. Gradually the value of the asset will reduce in case of usage of asset. Same way, in case of efflux of time, 2 crore worth of asset became zero. How much time it took to become zero? 20 years. So every year, how much did you reduce? 10 lakh, 10 lakh, 10 lakh. So here also fall was steep or gradual? Gradual. So in case of use of asset and efflux of time, the fall in the value of the asset is not steep. It is gradual. It is gradual. Whereas in the case of obsolescence and accident, the fall in the value of the asset is very steep. Why? Now we'll discuss in some time. Now, third point, obsolescence. What is the meaning of obsolescence? Obsolescence. Correct. Let's say I was a manufacturing. I'm into manufacturing industry. 6 years ago, not 6 years, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I purchased one machinery for 10 lakh rupees. Plant and machinery for 10 lakh rupees. This machinery is producing or was producing 1,000 unit per month. Okay. 1,000 unit per month. Let's say the product was this pen. I was able to produce this pen. How much? 1,000 pen per month. Correct? No? Now, the life of this asset I predicted to be 10 years. 10 years. So every year, how much depreciation will I record? Sir, cost of the asset 10 lakhs. 10 lakh is for how many years? 10 years. Then for 1 year, how much? Cross multiply. 10 lakh into 1 by 10. So 10 lakh by 10. How much it is? 1 lakh. So first year depreciation. First year depreciation is how much? 1 lakh. What is the value of the asset at the end of the year? 9 lakh. Imagine I purchase this on 1/4. At the end of the 1 year, it is 9 lakh. Second year depreciation, how much? Same 1 lakh. So how much is the value of the asset? 8 lakh. Third year, again I use the machinery. Depreciation 1 lakh and then became 7 lakh. On 31st March or on 1 April, I went and attended one exhibition. I went and attended one exhibition. In that exhibition, I came across a similar machinery. The machinery what I was dealing with, a similar machinery, which is now producing 3,000 units per month. 3,000 units per month. Can you feel the difference? My old machinery is fetching how much unit? 1,000 unit per month. This machine is fetching me 3,000 unit per month. 3,000 unit means extra 2,000 unit. Extra unit if I produce, extra I can sell. Extra if I sell, extra profit I'll get. Now the cost of this machinery is 20 lakh rupees. 10 lakh ka machinery, 1,000 unit. 20 lakh ka machinery, 3,000 unit. Still better deal only, no? Still better deal only. Yes or no? Okay. Please tell me, should I buy this machinery or not? Or I'll say, no, cholo, my old machinery, you are my first machinery, I will not leave you. Will you say like that? And you have place only for one machinery. You can't keep both. You can't keep both. Now, what will you do? You have to throw away this machinery and buy this machinery. You have to throw away the machinery, which means you have used this asset for how many years? 3 years, and you are not going to use this asset from 4th year onwards. You thought you'll use this asset for 10 years and you recorded depreciation every year 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. Now, in the beginning of the 4th year, you've decided to scrap this machinery. Means what? You want to just give this away. Imagine you're fetching 0 rupees. Imagine you're going to scrap this. Now, please tell me, in the 4th year, how much depreciation should I record? 4th year. How much depreciation should I record? Let's suppose 1st April I went to exhibition. By the time I finalized this machinery, it became somewhere 30th of September. How much depreciation should I record in the 4th year? Full 7 lakh. Why? Because after 4th year, I'm not going to use this machinery for 5th year. So I will not get benefit from this machinery for subsequent year. So now the matching principle says what? You record expenses to the extent you receive the benefit. Now here, I will not receive the benefit any further above and beyond the 7 lakh. Which means apart from current year, I'll not be benefiting this in the next year. So now your matching principle allows you to record the entire 7 lakh rupees depreciation in the 4th year. Because I'll not be using this asset in next year, no. 5th year, 6th year, 7th year, 8th year, 9th year, I'll not be using this. I will not be using this. So where will the revenue come? Revenue will not come. Since this asset is not contributing revenue, I can't record any expenses in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Which means I have to record now entire 7 lakh rupees as depreciation in the 4th year. Now the value of the asset at the end of the 4th year is how much? 0. From 7 lakh to 0. Fall in the value of the asset. Why did you record the entire 7 lakh rupees? Why did you record the entire 7 lakh rupees as depreciation? Because we are not going to use this asset in future. Why? Because in place of that, I got a new machinery, which has got more efficiency, more production capacity. So this old machine has become outdated. So what is the reason for to record the entire 7 lakh as expenses? Because I got a new machinery, which is more efficient. Therefore, this outdated machinery I have kicked out. So what is obsolescence? It means a state when an asset becomes obsolete. Obsolete means what? Useless, outdated, due to product of a better quality being available in the market. So in the market, I had a better machine, which was producing 3,000 units. Whereas this old machinery was producing only 1,000 units. So therefore, I decided to go for a new machinery, selling the old machinery. If a better machine comes in the market, the old machine may have to be scrapped, even though they are capable of being used. Correct? Here, I can still use the machinery and produce 1,000 units, but I don't have the space. I have the space only for one machine. Therefore, even though this machine is usable, I will still not use it because I have a new machinery to be used. And that new machinery is either leading to extra units, leading to lower cost of production. Lower cost of production means what? My monthly expenditure, 1 lakh rupees. Monthly expenditure, 1 lakh rupees. 1,000 units if I produce, what is cost per unit of production? 100 rupees is my cost of production, correct? Or let me make it 3 lakh rupees. 3 lakh is my monthly expenditure. By spending 3 lakh rupees, how many units I'm producing every month? 1,000 units I'm producing every month. So what is the cost of this per unit? If 3 lakh is the cost for 1,000 unit, for 1 unit, how much? Cross multiply. 3 lakh into 1 by 1,000. How much will you get? 300. Now, same 3 lakh rupees I'm spending. How much unit I'm getting? 3,000 unit I'm getting. So what is cost per unit? 100 rupees. So because of this new machinery, cost of production has come down, no, boss. Where earlier to manufacture one pen, I was spending 300 rupees. Now for the same pen, I'm spending only 100 rupees. 200 rupees I've saved. So this is helping me to reduce my cost of production. That is not the deal here. The deal here is that what is obsolescence? Obsolescence is a reason why you reduce the value of the asset. 7 lakh rupees you subtracted as depreciation here, no? What reason? The reason is obsolescence. Means what? I'm scrapping this machine. I'm using a new machine which has got more new efficiency. So this 7 lakh rupees, when you record it, immediately the value of the asset from 7 lakh, it became 0. So what is depreciation? Reduction in the value of the asset. Reduction in the value of the asset. And what is the reason here? Efflux of time. Sorry, obsolescence. My question to all of you, in case of obsolescence, especially when you record the depreciation in the 4th year, the fall in the value of the asset 7 to 0 was gradual. Was it steep? Steep fall. In no second, the value of the asset fell down. That's why I told you in the case of obsolescence, the fall in the value of the asset is very steep, very fast it will fall. But in case of usage of asset and efflux of time, the fall is gradual. Fall is gradual. All these are MCQ based questions. That's why I'm explaining all this point in detail. 4th one is accident. I purchased machinery for 10 lakh rupees. Year 1 depreciation 1 lakh. Same example of obsolescence. I use the machine for 1 lakh. What is the cost of the asset at the end of the first year? 9 lakh. Which means what? I purchased the asset for 10 lakh. In 1 year, I have used the value of the asset for 1 lakh. So unused value of the asset is how much? 9 lakh. That is called as WDV. Any problem? Okay. Year 2 depreciation 1 lakh. What is the remaining value? 8 lakh. Year 3 also I've used it. How much for? 1 lakh. So at the end of the year 3, what is the value of the asset? 7 lakhs. Year 4, I'm using the asset. Somewhere in the range of June month, July month. Imagine there is a fire accident. In that fire accident, almost 80% of the machine got burnt. No longer this machine is usable. What will I do with this now? Nothing I can do. Which means from year 4 onwards, after this accident, I can no longer derive benefit from this asset, from this machinery. So matching principle, what will I do here? Nothing I can do. So I will say that I'm not getting any benefit further. So now allow me to record the entire 7 lakh as depreciation in year 4 itself. Because after this, I can't use this asset. I can't derive benefit. So where will I record depreciation in the subsequent year? I can't record it. So please allow me to record the 7 lakh depreciation now itself. So you are allowed now in the year 4, entire 7 lakh depreciation is recorded. So now what is depreciation? Fall in the value of the asset from 7 lakh to 0. What is the reason here? Accident. Reason is accident. Accidental losses may be permanent, but is not continuing and gradual. It is not gradual. It is steep. From 7, it became 0. It is not gradual. It is steep. Of the above, only the first 2 factors are considered relevant for depreciation. Causes of 3 and 4 considered only when they occur. Means what? First 2 reasons are the basic reasons for which you will record depreciation every year. I've used the asset. So much I used it. Please allow depreciation. Efflux of time. So much time gone by. Allow depreciation. So depreciation, when you talk about these 2 things. Whereas obsolescence and accident is the fall in the value of the asset. But actually it is not depreciation. From 7 lakh, it became 0. Depreciation means what? Gradual wear and tear. Here, what happened? No second from 7 lakh, it became 0. So, primary reason for depreciation. Whenever you charge depreciation every year, no? Primary reason for depreciation is what? Use of asset and efflux of time. Only When obsolescence happen, accident happened, then the depreciation will come, or it will not come. Every year, people record depreciation because of obsolescence. Huh? Every year, business will record depreciation because of accident. Huh? No. Obsolescence and accident are event-based depreciation. Event-based depreciation means what? You record depreciation because of obsolescence and accident if they occur, or else not. But you record depreciation every year because of usage of the asset and efflux of time. Put someone Maya? Something gone inside? No. This much depth explanation nobody will give you. It's my guarantee. You go to Nook and Corner also. Value of such asset decrease with passage of time mainly due to the following reason. First reason is what? Wear and tear due to its use in the business. Wear and tear means what? By using the asset, the value of the asset reduces. Second is efflux of time. Even when it is not being used, still the value of the asset will reduce. One more example I can give for this. iPhone, you purchased for 1.5 lakh rupees. What did you do? You just broke the seal. That's all. You didn't even touch the phone. Now you try to go and sell this phone. How much people buy for? Say 1.5. Huh? Chance. They'll tell you, I'll give only 1.3 lakh rupees. Which means how much gone? 20,000 gone. Only for breaking the seal, how much did you lose? 20,000 rupees gone. This is the classic example of efflux of time. One more example. Rolls-Royce car. 2 crore. No, too much? Okay. No, BMW. Oh, BMW. Come. Okay. We'll take BMW example. Okay. BMW. Okay, not 2 crore. Okay, 1 crore. BMW, 1 crore. From showroom, you just got the vehicle home. That's all. That much only the vehicle is driven. Let's say for 3-4 kilometers. That's all. Tire out of the 3-4 kilometers, how much it will go? Now what happened? Somebody said, what BMW you got? Chichi fellow. You should have got what? Bentley. You should have got Bentley. What BMW you are getting? You should have got Bentley. So my mind, like, somebody said, I was like, no, my image. So what I did? Sell this BMW, get Bentley. So now immediately, after 1 hour of buying BMW car, I'm telling that I want to sell this BMW car. After 1 hour of purchase and driving only 4 kilometers, I'm saying that I want to sell this 1 crore ka BMW. I'm asking full 1 crore from you. Will you pay? No. What will you say? Sir, from showroom you drove and came. No, sir. Used, no, sir. So I'll give you only 90 lakh rupees. So for using for 1 hour, how much gone? 10 lakh gone. And I need this money to buy Bentley. So here, 10 lakh depreciation. Is it because of usage? Did you use the asset for 10 lakh rupees? Hardly you drove for only 4 kilometers. So that is for the time. Certain asset, if you use it, or for a time you just have it, possess it, gone, value reduces. Easy? Then, fourth one, decrease in the market value. Sometimes what happens? In your book, the value of the plant and machinery, WDV is how much? Let's say 15 lakh rupees. 25 lakh worth of asset became 15 lakh. Now what happened? At one point of time, you try to compare this with market value. Let's compare and see. My asset, if I go and sell this in market, how much are people willing to pay? So people are not willing to pay more than 13 lakh rupees. So which means the market value of this asset has reduced by 2 lakh rupees. So now what will you do? You revalue the asset. And decrease the asset by 2 lakh rupees. So decrease in the value of the asset, reduction in the value of the asset is depreciation. So this is one point they have put here. But I personally don't feel this is depreciation. This is revaluation. Revaluation is different from depreciation. Since they have put this word here, I'm trying to explain. So you might get this one question in exam. What are the reasons for reduction in the value of the asset? So in exam, you write these 5 points. Fifth point I have not discussed with you because I'll be discussing this separately. When I do depletion method, that time I'll discuss fifth line. I've discussed with you 4 points. Accident also one of the point you can include here. Accident also you can include 1 point here. So I've discussed how many points? Total 6 points. 6 point is accident. You write these reasons and come in the exam. If they ask you a question, what are the factors that cause to reduction in the value of the asset? Or what are the reasons of reduction in the value of the asset? This is what you write and come for 4 or 5 marks. Any problem? Online people, any problem?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Wonderful.
Sir.
So what have we discussed today? We have discussed that why depreciation, and then we discussed what is the meaning of depreciation. Costs, reason, what is depreciation? Correct. Under that, what are the costs of depreciation? Chalo, great. Theory class. I'm sure today's class would have been a little bit boring. Boring? Sorry. He is like. So only one class theory. From next class onwards, we'll have practical questions, right? So one class theory is essential to put the concept in your mind. Honestly, you like the class? Yes, sir. Understandable? Yes, sir. Okay. Online people, okay, no? Everything is fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Chalo, let's wrap up the session here, people. That's all from my side for this session. I'll see you on the next class, which is on Thursday. Thursday, 5 p.m. sharp. Until then, bye-bye. See you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.